Hey folks, welcome back to the finale, well, almost finale of our Battle Poker Summer League Season 1 tournament. This is our last week, week 6, table number 4. My name is Bot D. I am joined as always by my buddy Bad Games. Bad, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. This match will determine a couple things. Well, besides for us, he's already guaranteed into the finals, but nonetheless, this should be a good game.
A little four-handed action, so we're expecting to see some sparks fly here fairly soon. Frosticles opening it up with 24 High Templar, Nate coming along with 14 Siege Tanks, Man with 7 Immortals. Picks up some Void Rays to go with it, everybody else kind of bricks out.
I have a suspicious feeling that these Void Rays are not going to appreciate the storms.
No, no, they are not. It's going to depend on if they can stay away from the storms, and they're pretty much in the thick of it, so I don't see them lasting too much longer.
No, and there's enough High Templar left. They're going to kill the Void Rays, and then the Siege Tanks are going to take
Yeah,
over.
yep, Siege Tanks take it down. Nate with the first pot, 22 chips, not too shabby.
I've been playing Siege Tanks more lately. I really like them.
I used to play them pretty aggressively, but since I've been posting this unit stat win rates, if I'm reading it right for Siege Tanks, they actually don't win as often as I thought they did. They do really well in situations that they're built for, but obviously in the air is an issue. Melee units getting up close to them, they're still a little more vulnerable than I like.
You definitely have to be very careful with siege tanks. If you know the players and if you know the situation correctly. I like them in a three-way or four-way, but it also
Oh yeah.
depends on who's at the table. But look at these hands. We got 20 Ravens, 733 not Templar, Tempest, and then these Disruptors. Only 8 of them though. That's not a lot. I don't hate the fold.
I probably would have played it.
Probably
The
would have
one
played it.
raise this early on, I would have played it.
It was raised by 3.
By unfortunately picking up a mothership, not the best situation when you're up against 20 detectors.
No, absolutely not. And Mothership in general, I mean, unless you get wild cards, you kind of don't like to see them.
Say there's some situations where mothership can be useful. I've used them with ghosts pretty successfully a lot of times.
There was one hand, I was in a pub game, and I had like 4 adepts or something, and the guy, and whatever other card I had, but it didn't matter. And the guy had like 6 Zerglings in a Mothership, and it was torture. I couldn't see the Zerglings, and they were like running around me. It was the funniest use of the Mothership I've seen yet. But taking a look back at these hands, nothing really to talk about this go around.
No, I like the 18 corruptors, but unfortunately there's not really any air except for the phoenixes to deal with.
That's true, but 18 Corruptors themselves, I mean, you need something with them. You need a ground
Yeah,
puncher.
well, he comes along for the ride. Files raining down on those corruptors still might take them out.
These siege tanks are going to be very important, but the question is, can the queens survive?
Oh, the queens are going to be fine.
However, now I don't think they're going to have enough DPS against the Corruptors.
No, they're not. This is going to be a split pot.
I also like Corruptors in a three-way. I mean, they're good heads up too, but another unit where there's so many more opportunities where they can live.
Not only just live, but a certain air control as well.
The slow, painful death of these Corruptors.
As they pew pew down, splitting the small pot. Nate with the chip lead now, but only by 3.
90 Banelings with 2-2. Yes! Yeah, oh my goodness, that raise.
That is a Frosticles raise if I ever saw one.
He was really excited about them Banelings.
Oh wow, and picking up 12 Archons on the flip side.
Clive with
11
the other
Disruptors
11
for Clive.
Disruptors. That's not a hand to scoff at.
No, not at all.
He checks it. He checks it.
Setting the trap.
Frost is gonna raise.
Although, haven't we had hands with Cly in the past where he's folded and checked pretty strong hands that we were surprised at, or am I thinking of somebody else?
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think he's checked like 5 or 6 battle cruisers before at least once, and we were
That
like,
did happen.
"What?"
Yeah, that did happen. Wild.
Well, he makes the raise this time. Frosticles makes the call.
Yeah.
Gonna see the potentially bad news. Let's see how these blasts go down.
I mean, Archons are tanky. They can take a couple
Archons
hits.
are tanky,
But
the
the
disruptors are away
shots!
quite a bit. I mean, look at these shots.
They're so good.
1 or 2 more, and that's that. There goes 1. There goes 2.
They're
Whew.
so good.
And this is why we have disruptors in S tier. And Archons in not.
You know, if they had that kind of AI micro in an actual ladder match,
Oh my god.
you know how broken Protoss would be. Everybody,
Even more than they are.
I was going to say, like, your favorite saying is nerf Protoss, but that's where you really nerf Protoss. Speaking of Protoss, we got 24 Stalkers with 2-2 from Man Can Can.
Definitely a good start.
Nate decides to call with the 10 Phoenix.
Frosticles hanging on to those 6 queens. Decides not to make a play.
Nah.
Man Can in position to take down a pot. Let's see if he bets.
Well, the siege tanks are not going to be helpful here, but Nate only raises by 2. Yeah, there's a re-raise. The bet sizing was a little weird, but at least they're getting the money up there.
And he puts the tanks in front, knowing that his win condition is the Stalkers.
I don't hate it, because getting the siege tanks out in front allows them to siege up quicker.
It gives the Stalkers just that little bit of extra time to get a few more shots in before they start blinking back from taking damage.
This is going to be a little gruesome. Poor Phoenix. Tried his best. I don't build Phoenix, especially on ladder. You know, unless you get like 5, 6 of them, they really can't do much, in my opinion.
I remember when StarCraft 2 came out, having a balance argument with a buddy of mine who enjoys StarCraft but wasn't really that great at it. And I was arguing like you can't even go mutas against Protoss because they just build Phoenixes, and he's like, well, why don't you just micro against the Phoenixes and the mutas are going to win every time? And I didn't dignify it with a response at the time, but I got a message a couple of weeks later, and he was like, I need to apologize to you for making that comment, because I just saw a video of, like, I think he said it was, like, 1,000 Phoenix versus 1,000 Mutas, just, like, straight up, like, played against each other.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, the Phoenix counter the Mutas so hardcore, there's absolutely no way you should go Muta in that situation. I'm so sorry.
I've been seeing them more lately because I like my Void Rays a little too much. But
anyway,
yeah.
we've got a big hand here. 8 battle cruisers and 24 queens for Man Can, Ravens and Widow Mines for Cly, Frosticles with Liberators and Ravagers. Lots of chips in the pot.
Man Can definitely with the best hand here for this 3-way.
24 2/2 queens. I mean, come on.
And 8
Very
battle
nice
cruisers.
And 8 battle cruisers for support. That's humongous.
Like, come on now. And he gets 20 wild cards.
Wow. When you're hot, you're hot. Ride the streak, keep making money.
I wouldn't have hated a check there. You just come off of a big win, you can hide the fact that you got another big hand.
Or if you want your table position or table image to feel more aggressive, just go ahead and continue betting even after that big win. Lean on people and keep betting even with bad hands. Wait until you have to show down a bluff before you slow it down. There's multiple gears you can take. It all depends on your opponents.
It's very true.
Not a whole lot going on this time around. Frosticles with 19 Hydras, Cly with a few Liberators, Man Can with the same for Lurkers.
We're only in hand 9, and Man Can has taken a phenomenal lead.
I mean, the Queen Battlecruiser hand was so phenomenal. It was such a clutch hand.
It put him in great position to keep playing.
Frosticles and Cly now down to fewer than 10 bets and rolling at an ante size of 4.
Liberators should do pretty nicely here.
Yeah, those Thors are going to go down very quickly here.
Yeah. Liberators do counter the Thors and a surrender.
Thank you, man. Can.
Much appreciated. However, I've also noticed with the surrender function, when you do type it, it does take 5 seconds or so before it actually moves on.
Sometimes it moves a little quicker, but there are definitely times where it sits there for a little bit.
20 DTs have hit the field.
DTs, and nobody has anything to stop them so far.
A big raise probably going to get everybody to fold. Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Disruptors back on the board for Nate. 25 roaches for Clyde. 12 stalkers for Frost.
So, 25 roaches. I've, like, roaches, adepts, marauders, I've considered them a little bit more, especially in four-way, four-handed fights. Just because that max count, that's a lot of units. That's tanky. They're tanky units.
Yep.
Can give you some opportunities.
Especially when you're down to 3 or 4-handed, they make a great investment to get some DPS in behind them. And I'll even say roaches aren't bad against like massive ground units. They do well against like ultras, Thors, stuff like that.
Disruptors doing what disruptors do, staying in the back.
Yep.
These Phoenix proving to be so dominant. Oh, they're trying to run.
Trying, being the operative keyword.
I'm sorry, buddy. Can picks up another pot, putting him over 300 gold. That's a nice spot to be.
And he immediately raises with the 7 liberators. Nate this time with 24 stalkers makes his own raise with the Protoss 3/3, and man Can puts it down
immediately too. No second guessing.
That's
there.
some tight play to raise fold, like go in and planning on a raise fold and folding to a min raise.
Frost is betting very aggressively this game so far.
He wants to make some money back or die trying.
He's picked up enough of the antes where he's back in 3rd place at least. I could see a call from Man Can. He's got the chips for it. I don't hate the fold either. He picks up... This man really likes his wild cards this game. And I don't...
Up against 14 oracles from Frosty this time around.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate a call or a fold here.
I think it's worth a call for only 10 more chips. Well, maybe not in Frostically's short stack position. That may be a bad call.
I feel like if you're going to call in that situation, you're prepared to go all in, so you really have to ask yourself.
That's either a shove or fold situation, I think.
Yeah. Do you really want to go in all in with the oracles? A lot of wild cards. My favorite hand at the moment, the gambling hand.
Ooh. 19 Hydras for Cly. Couple of Queens for Man Can. 23 Adepts for Nate.
In the sad 11 Reapers. Man Can making the 2 times raise or 3 times raise with the 8 queens. I like the aggressiveness. Now is Frost about to go all in? Or is he?
I think I would like to see it here. You have 4 bets left. You have perfect count on a really strong anti-ground unit. Take the gamble, hope you get some anti-air on your second card, push it all in, and see if you can take down the blinds.
Well, he decides to check it as none of his previous raises were getting called. So maybe
he needs to bet here.
Oh yeah, I feel like a shove now. Or you know what? I don't.
Min raise.
Trying to get a call at this point. He needs a little bit of money.
You don't want to call in this situation with that hand. You want to take it down. A shove should have done the trick.
Wish.com Ravens are going to be obliterating. Oh, they're fighting back,
There
though.
they go. Look at that.
They're fighting back.
Do they have another shot going off? No, I don't think so.
No.
Immortal's still enough to take it down. Nerf Protoss.
They're Protoss. Those Widowmines took a bite out of him, though.
Yeah, they really did.
Raise it, Frost.
Frosticles, I mean, you gotta do it now, man.
Yeah.
And with the min raise.
He's trying to get calls. You can't win by taking antes alone.
You can't win, but you can get yourself back into fighting shape by doing that.
Well, this is a little interesting. Frost decides to min raise it again. And these Banelings are going to help Frost out so much.
Oh, yeah. Look at all that damage. Thor half dead. Half shield's gone on, or 3/4 of the shield's gone on several of those Archons.
And hell, even these Vikings are going to slow down one of the Archons a little bit. And this is the fight Frost needed.
Yeah, he's back in the game now.
That's what
albeit barely. He has a move that's not all in, but it's not a very strong move, and it's going to be followed by an all in.
Well, he's back to second place.
By taking down fourth. He may be back to second place, but it's more a matter of how many bets do you have left in your stack. When you get to the point where your stack is roughly the size of the starting pot, that's when you're down to push or fold.
Yep.
Since he has a little bit more than twice the size of the pot right now, he's got a little bit of playing room, but basically, if he makes an average size raise and get called, his next move is all in, regardless of his next card.
Mankin decides to raise.
I would say.
No, I agree. Very much agree. I've seen players in pub games where they'll, make a raise like that, but they'll either get re-raised, call, and then raised, and they'll fold. And it's like, well, what were you trying to go for?
Oh man, and Frosty has 20 DTs. Takes it down.
Now is the game of just eking out these small victories between Nate and Frost. They need to outlive each other at this point.
Short-handed and heads up, it's a game of taking pots that don't belong to you. Over the long run, everybody's going to win their fair share of the pots from the middle just by having the best cards in the hand. But it's identifying situations where nobody really wants to lay claim to the pot and taking it for yourself that really separates the strong players from the average players.
These 2/2 Ultras. I'd like to point out, earlier you said Roaches did well against Ultras.
In large numbers. You have to be able to get this around. But throwing like 12 Roaches or whatever that was up against 4 Ultras, not going to work.
Oh, look at this hand from Frost. A Tempest.
Oh, chips are about to fly.
Check it. Yeah!
16 Liberators for Man-Can-Can.
Man-Can-Can checks it too.
Oh my goodness. Somebody put some chips in this pot.
Now Frost has to raise.
Frosty has to, yeah.
I think that was a little high of a bit, especially with Tempest. You're trying to get everybody to call.
I would have bumped it up to 30 personally, because that still leaves somebody room to shove all in over me for roughly the size of the pot. Which at that point I probably would have been ready to call with.
I don't know who wins here.
I think it honestly might go to a tie.
This is going to be very close. I mean, the Tempest being 1-1 is definitely helping a little bit.
Yeah. We're going to be looking at that top Tempest, see if it still survives this onslaught. I think it's actually going to go down.
Yeah, but the Oracles...
Oh, the Oracles aren't, though.
He needs enough time.
Nah.
Oh. Very, very close.
Oh no, Tempest back on the board once again up against some battle cruisers for Nate.
And more Oracles. Immediately folded. Well, Nate's all in. Not going to like what he sees.
No, he is not.
I wish the Tempest were put in the back. They could have avoided a lot of those Ravager biles. However, I think it's going to be enough. Man Can is going to take down this this fight, and Nate should be eliminated in 3rd place.
So this begs the question. Frostocles has one game where he has not had a first place. Does he pull this off and pull off a perfect 50 points after dropping the lowest score?
I mean, he's at a serious disadvantage going into this heads up.
But it's Frostocles.
True. But when you're looking at this game specifically, Man Can, his presence has been dominating.
Yeah, he has been running very hot.
I don't think he's going to be willing to give it up. But Frost, if he is going to make a comeback, now would be the time. I mean, they both had decent hands. I'm a little surprised that Frost folded the Cyclones, but gets dealt 25 Ravens and checks it. Unfortunately, Man Can's not going to call.
Nothing. You have to induce a bluff here. No, he goes ahead and tries to get some chips. Doesn't work out.
Not going to call. That's unfortunate.
Big count of Reapers there.
Yeah, but they're Reapers. Well, this could be a fight. This could be interesting.
Ooh, that's a lot of Ultras.
A lot of Cyclones. However, Frost did just fold 11 of them. Maybe 12 will make him interested. Both go to check.
All the Banshees save Frostocles.
Yep. It's very unfortunate for Man Can. So, Frost
down to a 3-1 chip disadvantage.
And that's better than what he was at just a minute ago.
Actually, better than that. Closer to a 2-1 chip disadvantage. I'm sorry, can't do math.
I try not to do the math until I see all the numbers. You're right. It's a little under that.
Some 7 disruptors.
Mediocre hands here. He does decide to raise it. Even more mediocre hands. Oh, 99 Bailings. Frost might raise. With the 21-2-2 Stalkers.
I mean, this could be the end of it. Those Banelings will win the game if it goes to showdown.
And he calls! He calls!
Oh, no.
Goodbye, Stalkers.
And 2 Banelings left alive.
That's always a fun. I want that as an avatar. I need the Baneling.
Baneling?
Yeah.
But then what happens when you kill somebody?
Oh. Wait.
How do you keep playing?
I don't know. I didn't think that far.
Both players with Protoss 2-2 on the board. Man Can with 21 Phoenix. Frostocles with a few Colossi. Gonna run into these Corruptors, though.
I mean, these Phoenix are 2-2. That's about to play huge. That's gonna be probably it's probably about to be the final fight. Just watching a massacre.
Yeah, Frostocles not wanting to give it up. The man who doesn't surrender.
No, that's Goof.
Oh yeah, that is Goof. Although, come to think of it, I don't think I've seen Frost surrender.
I don't think I have either. That's still Goof, though. That's his trademark.
Yeah, you're right. So Frost not able to shut it out, but I mean 47 out of 50 possible points. This man is a monster.
Yeah, that's good. That's very, very good. Well, okay. So, it's the end. We can talk about the scores. Who made it into the finals.
So, let me see. I think I still have the page open somewhere.
As you're looking for that, I had an idea when we were talking about the Baneling as the
Yeah.
avatar. What if the Overlord was the avatar and its kill
And
animation?
it drops.
It drops
Banelings.
Banelings.
That's an idea right there. I like it.
It drops Banelings.
All right. So in first place, we of course have Frosticles with 47 total points, and this is all after dropping the lowest score. In second place, we have Burnt with 42, Scaro in third with 38, Zero Two in fourth with 37. Mancancan and Reach are both tied for fifth with 35. Bad at Games and Nemesis tied for seventh with 34 apiece.
Hello, I am in the finals.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. I really
So
want that avatar.
besides yourself, did you have a pick?
Frost is definitely scary. Obviously, he's done very well throughout the 6 weeks. He's put on a dominating performance. So is Burnt. Not at all very far behind him. I barely made it into the final 8 myself. In fact, it was a 1 point difference between being eliminated from there.
Yep.
I'm like, that's kind of scary. I was very nervous going into that. There are a few players I was a little surprised that didn't make it, but I think we have a good final 8. It should be a good match.
I mean, Omor and Killas were
Yeah.
a couple of points away from making it into that top 8, and if you would have told me they were that close to not making it, or I'm sorry, that they didn't make it at the beginning of this season, I would have laughed in your face. I thought they were shoo-ins for top 8, and they just couldn't get it done this time around.
It was very, very close. So yeah.
Well, we'll have to see what happens next week with the finals. Bad, anything before we go?
Wish me luck.
Good luck, sir. Best of luck to you. And for everybody else, this has been Bad at Games and Bot D. We're signing out. We'll see you when the finals happen.